Jai Jinendra all and my pranam to Pujya Maharaj Sahibs, Jinwani Putra, Dhyan Sagar Ji Maharaj Sahib, who has joined us specially from India. Maharaj Sahib, from the UK Jain community and from Institute of Jainology and One Jain. I would like to welcome you and I would like to thank you for your valuable time, effort, and for whatever you are doing for us. UK Jain community knows you very well. You gave us very good discourses like Divine Vani during the Paryushan time, during the Das Lakshana Parva. So we are again very thankful to you. And today, you have very kindly agreed to give us a talk, something about you, something about your ascetic life and your views about the modern Jain community. So again, thank you for your time and we would like to start the program. Maharaj Sahib, could you tell us where you were born? And please also tell us about your parents and your school days and everything.
Right. When Chhattisgarh was in Madhya Pradesh, we were born in Bhilai, district Durg. And we even remember our childhood address. It was in Sector 5, opposite Main Road. And the street was 43. The house number was 5A.
Very, very good. What about your parents and what are your memories about parents, your household, your school days?
Right. Both the parents were from the academic field. Our sire was BSc LLB and mother used to teach kids. In our school days, we studied first and second standards in a school which was at Sector 6 and the name of the school was Mar Gregorius Memorial School. Christian school.
Yeah, you come from very educated family. Yeah. I'm sure you learned quite a lot. Yeah.
After that, from 3rd to 5th, we studied at English medium primary school, Sector 5. Then middle school education was at Sector 10 school from 6th to 9th. Then ultimately, higher secondary school, Sector 7. At that school, we studied standard 10th and 11th. And after 11th board, we joined college.
Which college you went to, Maharaj Sahib?
First of all, we joined Arts and Science College, Durg. And we studied BSc for 2 years. But after that, we got selected in PMT. And then we joined Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru Memorial Medical College, Raipur. And there we studied for approximately 3 years.
Okay, very good, very good. So we all know you are very well educated. Your English is very powerful and you give discourses in English, Hindi and other languages too. Which was your mother tongue? What language you are speaking?
Our mother tongue was, we were from Saurashtra.
Oh.
Kathiawadi was our mother tongue.
Oh, Kathiawadi, like my own mother tongue, yes. I am from Kathiawadi, yes. We speak Gujarati at home, yes. Yes, I'm sure our listeners would be very happy to know this. And of course, there are a lot more questions are coming now. Were your parents very strict and what sort of background? Was there a religious background in the household?
we were by faith Vaishnavas, and our father was Ram Bhakt, and he also used to observe Saturday fasts, and he also took us to Hanuman temple in our childhood. And we personally were Hanuman Bhakt.
Oh.
And we used to listen to the Chintan, the daily Chintan which came on radio, AIR, Radio Raipur.
Yeah.
So the Chintan was very interesting topic for us. Chintan means contemplation.
Contemplation.
Thoughts about some good things in life. So that was a routine, and we used to listen to devotional songs too. And classical music was very interesting for all of us.
So naturally, you got an advantage. You learned about Hinduism. Your father was Ram Bhakta. You went to Hanuman temple, and you know quite a lot of things about the Hindu religion too. So, at what time you were attracted to Jain religion, and who was your guru or your Acharya Bhagwant you went to?
Entering a Jain temple for the first time was an unforgettable experience for us. We were in the 10th standard at that time. It was 1979. And during Deepavali vacations, we were just on picnic. And we went to Jabalpur. And after visiting Jabalpur, we went to Bheda Ghat, the bank of river Narmada. And there was a Jain temple, Shantinath Jinale. But we did not know who was Shantinath or who was Adinath. We just knew the name of Mahavir Swami. Because in our books, we used to read about Mahavir Swami as the founder of Jainism. But later on, we came to know that he was not the founder of Jainism, but he was the propagator of Jainism. So, at that temple, we and our little brother, we both asked permission from the family that we want to go into this temple because this temple is very attractive. The Lord Shantinath was in the center of the temple, and there was quite a bit distance from the road to that idol. So when we asked, they said that this is not our temple. We said, so what? And then we both went inside, washed our feet, and with the training of entering a temple, from that background, we entered the temple that way. And then we did not know that we should recite Nissai, Nissai, Nissai. But just we entered the temple and we went straight towards the Lord idol. And when we stood near that idol, that was just an unforgettable experience. We were just astonished. And we thought that who is this Lord? Never seen any God like him. We were just surprised.
So I must say it was a great event, great experience.
It was a very great event.
Yeah, great beginning.
We tried to write that event in Hindi, but I will translate that. The marble was perfectly white, like milk, without any blemish.
Yeah.
And the Lord Shantinath was attracting us like a magnet attracting a piece of iron. And the mudra was meditative pose. It was a meditative pose. So that we understood that he is sitting in a meditative pose. No other lords sit in a meditative pose. Even Shiva, who sits in a meditative pose, holds a trident in his hand. But here the hands were in Padmasana, and like this, the hands were placed one upon another. So it was a very strange sight. And on both sides of Shantinath Bhagwan, there were two plane mirrors. And when two plane mirrors are placed parallel to each other, the central object gets reflected to infinity. That is a law of physics.
Yeah, yeah.
And all those reflections were also adding to the curiosity of our little brain. How wonderful this Lord looks. The face was tranquil, and the lips and eyes were blissful. The eyes were not fully open nor fully closed. That image is still
in your mind
fresh
and in your heart. Yeah.
Fresh in our memory.
It was so nice to know that this was a very auspicious beginning. When you enter the temple, when you see the idol of Lord Shantinath, so serene, so blissful, the way you described, the beautiful vibrations were coming, and naturally you got attracted to it. So I think, can you say that this was a starting point and you learned more about Jainism?
Of course, this was the starting point. Because when we saw that face, everything was coming out from that face without speaking. The Lord wasn't speaking anything, but he was saying everything through his face expression. Such wonderful expression was that on the idol. And when we thought that after observing many idols, Bajrangbali, Hanuman, Shri Ram, Shri Krishna, Mahadev, Ganesh Ji, Devi Mata Ambika, Mata Durga. This was an extraordinary idol. This was incomparable to anything else. And that experience was just fantastic.
And maybe you felt that someone was calling you, someone was guiding you or showing you the path.
It appeared that somewhere in distant past, maybe we were connected to this Lord, but now we cannot remember because some obstruction has come on our memory. But it seemed that this is not the first time we are meeting.
It is very nice, and I'm sure our listeners would be spellbound after knowing all these things here. And when did you start learning about the Jain faith, about the Digambar Shastras and everything? Right from that time?
It was after 3 years. It was after 3 years. In 1982, we were nature-loving people. and we were very friendly towards animals and birds.
Mm.
And they were also very friendly towards us. Even at Bhilai, there is a zoo called Maitri Bagh. Maitri Bagh. One of the Bagh of Maitri Bagh was our friends.
Wow.
He was a tiger, and we don't know how he started liking us, and he just loved us. We don't know how, and we loved him. It was a huge tiger, 9 feet long from nose to tail.
It's a good name, Maitri Bagh.
And somehow it understood us. Its name was Shankar. So we were also friends with a squirrel. And that squirrel we had kept in our house as a pet. And whenever we personally came near it, we opened the cage and we let it roam everywhere. It was free. But when its age was 5 years, it became old. And that old age was just disturbing us. That this lively creature is becoming gradually slower and slower, because squirrel is a very fast creature. And it was very close to us. It used to climb our shoulders and it moved on our body. It came in our hands, and when we sent it out, it climbed the trees, and when we called it back, it came back to our hands and come back. And then on April 12th, 1982, it expired.
Oh.
There were many birds and animals that expired during that period of life. But this squirrel just made our world blank.
Oh.
We felt very lonely. And then we tried to pacify our mind through many books, because parents were academic people. So there were many books in our house. So we just opened many books, but nothing could give us peace of mind. Ultimately, one book, which was a compilation of Jinendra Varniji's Pravachanas, discourses, we started reading Moksha Tattva from that book. And after reading that, our mind got pacified. And then we read from the beginning to the end. And after reading the full book, Shantipat Darshan, we got identified with the Lord which we had visited at Bhedaghat, Shantinath Jinendra.
Yeah.
We got the introduction of that Lord. And then we thought that somehow maybe that darshan gave us such punya that after 3 years that punya fruitified, and we got this book which had full introduction of Jainism. And then we decided that this will be our life. We will walk the path of Lord Shantinath, Lord Mahavir, and Lord Tirthankaras. And we will purify our soul, because every religion says that the world should be good, we should love each other, we should help each other. But in Jainism, it was said that we should purify ourselves and then help each other, perform devotional activities, etc. The main thing was purifying our own soul. That was very impressive for us, because for the first time we read that a soul can purify itself and become the highest self, Paramatma. Atma can become a Paramatma. This was very strange and very
absolutely, yeah.
Excellent thing.
Absolutely. No, but we are really blessed in this is an amazing thing, because your karuna bhav, your affection towards this animal, little creature like squirrel, and you even remember the date when that squirrel died, 12th April. So it's an amazing, and it made you very sad. And of course, you started learning about Jainism, Jinendra Varniji's excellent book, which inspired you. So really, it's an amazing thing. And I'm sure the listeners, not only in this country, but in India, will get inspired by this talk. And your karuna bhav and your feelings towards all living beings. This is great, Maharaj Sahib. So gradually your knowledge increased. You started probably learning more and more, reading more. And when did you think that you want to give up everything? You want to give up relations, the sansar, all maya jar, everything. So could you tell us something more about it?
Right. We had considered Jinendra Varni as our distant guru, but we did not know about his whereabouts. And after some years in 1983, we read in some magazine that he has performed Sallekhna. So we came to know that he has performed Sallekhna. And then we started searching. Our milkman was a Jain. We used to bring milk from a Jain family, and they used to tell about some sadhus, Jain sadhus. So from them we listened about Jain sadhus, and we heard the name of Acharya Vidyasagar and many other saints, Jain saints who were present that time in 1983. And then one day when we were traveling by bus to our college, we saw for the first time a Jain monk who was on the streets of Raipur, and with him were devotees. And for the first time we saw him, and just we were surprised that Jain monks are like this. We saw him a living model for the first time. He was Muni Pushpadant Maharaj Ji, a young saint. And then we came to know that at Durg also there is a Chaturmas of one more Pushpadant Maharaj. He is a very old saint. So we went to him. We listened to his pravachanas, and then we gradually got rapport with these sadhus. And in the month of perhaps November 1983, we went to meet Muni Pushpadant Maharaj Ji. He was performing his Chaturmas at Rajim Nawapara. And there we told him that our heart is not attracted towards the worldly pleasures. We want to get initiated in Jainism. We want Nirgranth Diksha, Muni Diksha. He was very happy. He encouraged us like anything. And then ultimately, when one day he said that I want to see something, and we had also started performing meditations after reading Shantipad Darshan. So he said that today in the evening. It was December, and he had reached Nevra, Chhattisgarh, and we were with him. He said that today I want to see something. You will meditate in front of me, and no one else will be there. So we said that as you wish. And then when we started meditating there, he said that you will have to meditate like a child without any garments. So we said that as you wish. And then we started meditating. In the morning, when he opened his silence, he said that your aura is extraordinary. And when you will become a Nirgranth monk, you will be incomparable. And then said that what I can give you, Acharya Vidyasagar Maharaj will give you 1 lakh times more than that. So inspired from his words, we went to Acharya Vidyasagar Maharaj and then got initiated in 1985, November. And we are still in this form. We are lesser monks, Shullak. We are called Shullak. Shullak means lesser monks. The higher monks are Nirgranthas, and the lesser monks are Shullak.
It's really so inspiring talk, and you talked about your aura. I'm sure people feel all around you. Even we feel from here that you have got a personality which is so inspiring, which is, which contributes and which sends divine vibrations all around. So this is really good, and we are so grateful to you. Could you tell us something more about Acharya Vidyasagar ji, please, and something more about other things here?
Acharya Vidyasagar Maharaj is a very knowledgeable person, and his Sanskrit, Prakrit, etc. are fantastic. And his austerities were during that time unparalleled. And he was a man of few words. He was a poet, and he still is a poet. He used to meditate for hours. And he used to perform austerities when, after meals, he used to stand for almost 2.5 hours every day. And just stand like a statue. And he has sacrificed salt, sugar, oil, and many things from his meals. And nowadays he takes only dal and chapatis.
I see.
And rice. No milk, दूध नहीं लेते.
Oh, so really well controlled life, physically, and of course, being a monk, he's on such a higher path on spirituality that people, revere his name, not only in India, in here, in the UK, in USA, and people know about him. And of course, now seeing you and hearing your discourses and learning about your life, we are so blessed now. And you mentioned about yoga and meditation. And of course, you are Dhyan Sagarji, meditation. The name Dhyan is interwoven with your life. Would you tell us something more about your yoga practices and meditation and everything?
From the school time, we performed yoga, and many times we have given stage performances also, some flexibility yoga exercises also. And since we were 13 years old, we are performing yoga on everyday basis till now. And about meditation, if you want to know, that meditation is attaining equilibrium with our inner stillness. And spiritual people say that stillness is strength. So when we meditate, we connect with our inner stillness, and our body is also still. Verbally, we are silent. Our breath is also very calm. Our eyes are motionless. Our tongue is relaxed. Our navel is relaxed. Our spine is erect. The center of gravity is at its perfect place. And after some time, if the asana is perfect, then a feeling of buoyancy comes automatically. If your asana is imperfect, then you would like to change it. But if your asana is perfect, then you would like to sit more and more and more. When we meditate, our feeling about all living beings is very peaceful.
Very peaceful.
Very compassionate, very loving.
And you teach
I think meditation. That everyone can meditate if they endeavor. And then when everyone will connect with themselves, there will be no turmoil in this world. And there will be peace, love, and compassion everywhere.
No, this is excellent. And I'm sure people are learning yoga and meditation from you as well. One thing I wanted to ask, which I didn't say, you are often called Jinvani Putra. Very humble, very polite title, I should say. Did you choose it, or your guru gave this thing, Jinvani Putra?
No, we didn't choose it. But we used to respect Mata Saraswati, Jinvani Mata.
Yeah.
To the extreme. So people started calling us Jinvani Putra.
Yeah.
Jinvani Putra means the son of Mother Saraswati.
That's right. Yeah. Shruta Devi ke putra.
So we don't consider only ourselves as Jinvani Putra. There are many brothers and sisters also. Yeah. There are many Jinvani Putras and Jinvani Putris.
But this is very humble and polite way to say. And this title, Kshulak, is also so, so polite, down to earth thing. Yeah. Of course, you are on path of being a Nirgrantha. So when would that happen? You will become, you'll climb the higher step of monkhood. When would that happen? Yeah.
That cannot be predetermined. Because that is like blossoming of a flower.
I see.
We cannot say when that event will take place.
I see. Okay. All around us, we see, of course, Shwetambar Samaj, Digambar Samaj. We all are the followers of Mahavir Swami. We all are the Anuyai, Mahavir Swami's Santan kehte hain. But there are differences in Shwetambar and Digambar and Sthanakvasi and Deravasi. And what are your views? How can we get united and we can have a front, foremost and strong voice?
Apart from the differences, there are many things in common also.
Yeah.
So if we focus on the things that are common, unity is very easy. If we focus on the differences, then unity is tough. And if we focus on similarities, then unity is very easy.
Very nice, very profound message that we should focus on the unity, what is common in all of us here, rather than what are the different things and different beliefs and everything. Yeah.
Even brothers have differences.
Yeah.
So that does not make them enemies.
True. Very so true in the life here. Just going back a little bit, when you became a monk, what did your parents and other relatives thought? Were they quite happy, or they were very sad, or what happened? Sorry.
In the beginning, they resisted it, but later on, they accepted it. Our sister, Dr. Bharti Pandya of AIMS, said that let him decide the way of his life. Do not bind him. Give him freedom. He will himself understand what is true and what is not. So her assistance was very helpful for us. And parents also agreed that you are right. Let him himself decide what is right or wrong. And later on, our father, he also got influenced with Jainism. And he also observed fasts, and he liked Damokar mantra too much. And he also performed japs of Namokar mantra. He was a very learned person. He also used to give discourses on Ramayana, etc. And he was a very good orator. He used to teach physics, management, and psychology.
Very good. Yeah.
He was a man of ideals. He was a freedom fighter. He was in that Dandi Yatra.
I see.
Of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. And he was a musician too.
Oh. So it's very good
we
background.
Also were musicians. We also like music. Even now we sing many stotras, Namokar mantra in many ragas, etc.
I've seen your YouTube videos about Bhaktamar Stotra and Kalyan Mandir Stotra and everything, So I'm sure you not only explain it so beautifully, but you sing as well, that is very nice. And now just want to know something about your experiences. I mean, after you became a monk, you went from place to place. Did you have all good experiences, or did you meet with any conflicting ideas or some people?
There were many types of experiences.
I see. anything we should know about, one or two things?
When a paper is blank, you can type anything, you can write anything. But when there is something written over it, then you can not change it very easily. So this was the experience wherever we went. And people are just comparative. They just want to compare everybody. Who is greater, who is better. They just, according to their standards, they just try to compare monks. But our view was that you cannot compare a monk. Every monk is unique.
True.
Because the starting point is different for everyone.
No, so nicely said, because everyone's trying to use their own measure tape and try to measure people, but to say something about great ascetic like you, it's not easy, and no one should compare, as you said. Yeah, you are.
And one thing we have experienced is that nobody is wrong. Everyone is thinking according to his or her knowledge.
Yeah.
And if that knowledge faculty is purified or balanced, then everything becomes solved.
True.
There is no problem remaining there.
Yeah, no, it's nice. Yeah. What message you would like to give it to our young people, not only in India, in the UK and USA? How can we make them take interest in Jainism, in everything, What is your message about that? Your ideas?
Yeah. Youth has power and enthusiasm. And after aging, people have wisdom. If wisdom and enthusiasm both get connected to each other, then there can be solutions to many problems of the world. So, जवानी में जोश होता है,
जी,
बुढ़ापे में होश होता है. अगर जवानी में जोश और होश दोनों आ जाए, तो दुनिया की रंगत बदल जाए.
बहुत अच्छा. वेरी नाइस. तो वही हमें करना है.
जी.
We have to inspire them. Yes. Would you like to say anything else before we conclude? Yeah. Any other thing, please?
One thing we can say that never make a permanent image of anyone in our minds. People change. Bad people can become good people, and vice versa. So we should just communicate with the present, and then try to assist them to become good. And that is only possible when we ourselves become good. We ourselves, when we become good, then we can help assist others to become good.
Very profound.
Love every living being. Be compassionate towards everyone, even animals and birds, and even plant life and every living being. Think good of everyone. All are our brothers and sisters. We are all one. We should not create walls between us. And if we understand all this, properly and practically, then we think that there will be no need of LOCs, line of controls, and all the world will be one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam.
True.
Ayam nija paroveti. Ayam nija paroveti. Ganana laguchet sam. Charitanantu Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This is ours and that is theirs. These are calculations of small-minded people. For great people, the whole world is one family.
It's one family, yeah.
This is our message. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukha bhag bhave. May everyone be happy. May everyone be free from disease. May everyone see good every day. May no one be sad or in pain. This is the final message.
We are really blessed, and it was so nice of you to give us a time. And of course, you talked about yourself, about your childhood, about your monkhood, and we are really grateful to you. And I am once more saying that on behalf of the One Jain UK Institute of Jainology, we are so thankful to you, Maharaj Sahib. And maybe when you are free next time, we'll conduct this interview in Hindi or Gujarati language, whichever you prefer, because a lot of people in India probably will prefer in Hindi as well. But it is so nice of you to have it this in English. Thank you. आपके मुख से मांगलिक या तो भक्तामर की एक या दो गाथा सुनकर हम पूर्णाहुति करेंगे.
नमो वरिहंताणं, नमो सिद्धाणं, नमो आर्याणं, नमो वज्रायाणं, नमो लोय सब साहूणं. ईसो पंचनमो यारो सब पाव पणासणो. मंगलाणं च सव्वेसिं पडमं हवै मंगलम्. चत्तारि मंगलम् अर्हन्त मंगलम्. सिद्ध मंगलम् साहु मंगलम्. केवली पण्णतो धम्मो मंगलम्. चत्तारि लोकोत्तमा अर्हन्त लोकोत्तमा. सिद्ध लोकोत्तमा साहु लोकोत्तमा. केवली पण्णतो धम्मो लोकोत्तमा. चत्तारि शरणं पव्वजामि अर्हन्त शरणं पव्वजामि. सिद्ध शरणं पव्वजामि साहु शरणं पव्वजामि. केवली पण्णतो धम्मो शरणं पव्वजामि.